Okay, so this is how you should structure your AI marketing agency sales calls to actually have the highest percentage close rate possible. And this is coming from someone who's done thousands of sales calls in the last 4 years, okay, and I've closed millions of dollars worth of deals. So listen to this and take advantage of it. Now, there's a preceding video to this one that you guys should have watched before, preceding training about the two-step video acquisition process, which if you haven't seen it, I go over this stuff up here. Okay, this. So you should have watched that first, and then up next is this and how to structure your sales calls. Okay, especially as an AI marketing agency. Now, what you see on screen here for you is a standard sales call process. All the white ones are regular, normal bits. Okay, and this yellow one is the unfair advantage that you have. This is what you can do. Just by virtue of having an AI marketing agency, which is very cool. Okay, so this is going to be super important. Big fire emoji here. This is the most important thing. This, okay? So let's go over the structure here. This is going to be a fairly short overview of sales. There's obviously much more in-depth in my $67 a month course, so you can check that out. But this will give you an understanding of what to do for sales calls in your AI marketing agency, okay? And if you want, there's a school group where I do Ask Me Anything every 2 days, and it's $15 a month for the first 500 members. Then once we clear 500, it'll be up to $99 a month. Okay, so depends when you see this. Pricing is either gonna be 15 bucks or 100 bucks. Okay, 99 bucks. All right, so this is how sales calls are gonna go generally in no matter what you're doing. But again, this yellow piece is the new fancy thing that we're gonna do. Okay, that's gonna sell people even better. So remember, if you watched the preceding video, we have a two-step video acquisition process where we reach out to prospects, asking them if they wanna see a video that you personalize for them, and then you send them a loom with them in the background, plus a hook that hooks them into being interested to book a call. Okay, and it's the 3 to 7 minute video here. And then once they book a call, just as a reminder, once they book a call, 2 to 3 hours before the call, your sales rep or you at the start messages them personally from your phone, okay? And you say, hey, John, it's Edward, just checking to see if you're still good for our call in 3 hours, question mark, send. And then right away, without waiting for a reply, you send them the follow-up message, just copy paste, says, hey, by the way, if you could check this video out, it'll save us a lot of time on the call because it goes over the exact systems that we run, and we'll save a lot of time not having to go over generalities, and we'll dive into specifics for your business, okay? You send that to them 3 hours before, 2 or 3, okay? The more time, the better, but no more than 3, really. Not that that's a hard and fast rule, it doesn't really matter. Just as long as they have the opportunity to watch the video. And that video is where your pitch is, okay? And traditionally, the pitch would be found here, okay? Because you start framing the call, then you ask them questions, and then after you get all your answers, you do the pitch, okay? And then it's these steps here, but we'll go over all of this, okay? Step by step in order so you guys understand. All right, so if you did the two-step video acquisition process, then the people who are already getting on calls are basically ready to buy. And you just have to build some trust and show that this is real, okay? And if you're doing AI marketing agency for local businesses, you could also do it for e-com business, but it's just local business because they're so far behind the curve, okay? And they'll pay you a lot more money. And you'll be able to stand out a lot better, and there's a lot more of them, right? 66% of businesses are service-based, local-based, and then 33% are product-based, like e-com stores. So we want to address a bigger total addressable market with your AI marketing agency. Okay, so you start off, so let's just go over it. You start off at the start, you just dive straight into the call. You say, hey guys, what's up? Let's just dive straight in. Have you ever been on a call like this before? Just so I know how to present things. Doesn't matter if they say yes or no. You say, okay, no problem, like they'll blah, blah, blah. All I want to do is set out the structure of the call so you understand what the point is and what it's going to go like, okay? Okay. And then you say the goal of the call is to give you full clarity on understanding if this is going to be a fit and a match for us to be able to grow your business to significantly higher numbers, okay? And I got to screen you guys at the start to make sure, I got to get into your KPIs, metrics, data, information about your business to make sure you're also a match for us that we can actually grow and scale successfully, okay? Now, how it's gonna go is I'm gonna ask you some questions about your business so I understand where you're coming from, and then that'll be the screening. And then if you're a match and I see it works, then I'll go into and explain in depth everything that we're gonna do. Okay. Now I'm gonna go very much in depth so you have a full understanding of everything. You will have all the information laid out in front of you. The only thing I ask for in return, and this is the expectations, but the only thing I ask for in return is if at the end of the call, you can give me a yes or no decision because you have all the information. Okay, so it's either yes, sounds great, let's go forward, or you know what, no thanks, Ed, I appreciate your time, but just not for me. Either of those are totally fine. The only thing I want to avoid is wishy-washy, like, oh, you know, let me think on it, like think about it, I'll sleep on it, I'll talk to my business partner, I'll get back to you tomorrow, in a week, in a month, in a year, like whatever. Like we both know that's never going to happen. That's just a soft no. Okay, and since we're doing business, you can just tell me no, no, it's no problem. Okay, is that cool? That's what you do. Okay, and then if they say yes, that's cool, you also have to frame the deposit. And framing the deposit says, okay, cool. And then if it's a yes at the end, well, what I'll do is I'll take a small initial refundable deposit. This ends up being like $500. You can do higher, you can do 1,000, you can do 100, you can do 10, whatever. Initial refundable deposit, and what that does, and you have to frame it, why you need to take it, is it gets your information effectively and efficiently into the system. It also drafts the contract, and the contract's there for your protection, right? And now the attention is away from deposit onto the contract. And in the contract, it's all the stuff that I explained on this call laid out for you. It's there for your protection, so you feel comfortable and good with us. I'll send that over. As soon as it's good by you, like I'll sign it right away. As soon as it's good by you, you can sign. If you want any changes, just tell me. I have absolutely no issues. Again, it's for your protection, right? But when you finish the contract and you sign it, the document's complete, you get an auto email a couple minutes later to book your onboarding call. Now, we like to move with speed because speed wins in business. So once you get that email, please do book that call in the next 24, 48 hours, because when people commit to us, we like to show equal commitment to them. And like I said, speed wins in business. Is that cool? Yes. Okay. That's this first part, goal of the call. Goal of the call. So we just did that. I'm gonna undo that so you guys can see we did this. Goal of the call, okay? And then you go over questions for them. And there's 5 questions that you wanna ask, basically. So the first one is you wanna figure out what level their business is currently at, but you want to also let them talk a little bit about the business just to feel a bit better, or so they feel like this is a personalized call, okay? So you ask them like this. So what I want to know first is, kind of what level your business is currently at in terms of monthly revenue, right? You just ballpark this, but give me, a high level overview of the background so I understand how that came to be and where that's coming from. That's question number 1, okay? So you understand where they're at. Question number 2, you say, okay, what level do you want to get to? So if you're here, do you want to get to here or here or here? What is that for you, okay? And then they'll tell you that. And then question number 3, you ask them, okay, great. So you're here and you want to get here. What have you tried before to do that? And they'll tell you, okay? And then, because obviously they're not here, right? So whatever they tried hasn't worked, right? You say, okay, cool. Now with all those processes and all that stuff, what was your biggest struggle? Actually, that's preventing you from getting up here where you want to be. And they will tell you, okay? And all of this you write down as ammunition for objection handling at the end, but you also get good information about the prospect and what they want and what they value. Then you can tailor your pitch towards that in that direction, okay? And then the 5th one is you say, okay, great. So you're here now, you wanna get to here. You've tried thing X, Y, and Z. You've struggled because thing Z, okay? Now, you're still not here, but you wanna get here, otherwise you wouldn't be on this call, right? You can say, I'm fairly sure, or I'm certain. I'm certain we can get you here, okay? But what I want to know on a deeper level is, what's your motivation for wanting to be here? Why does it matter to you? And this is a personal question. So personally, why does it actually matter to you to go from here to here? Okay, and this is where you get emotional pain points and things like that. So you understand what's really driving them. And when you have those, you can reference them in objection handling, and then that's way stronger than avoiding and ignoring this question. Okay, but you can avoid and ignore it because you're doing B2B. It's more logic-based, but you want to have the strongest base possible to close as many deals as you can, okay? Especially when you're starting out, or whatever level you guys are at watching this. Okay, so those are the 5 questions for them. Okay, and then after they answer, you're like, okay, great. So yeah, we can definitely do that for you. And let me explain how we provide that. So at a high level, we do, okay, give them a quick rundown. Ideally if you have 3 or 4 points of main things that you do, you say, okay, on a high level, we do this thing, this thing, this thing, and this thing. This thing works like this in 1 sentence. This second thing works like this in 1 or 2 sentences. This thing works like this in a couple sentences. And this thing works like this, okay? Just a high level so you understand, all right? And now let me go into each one of those in depth. Now, if you're following a two-step video acquisition process, they should have already seen a longer video going over these 4 aspects that you provide for them, okay, or to them, or whatever offer you do, right? This should be here, right? Now, the coolest part is that this is something new. Because if you're hitting up local businesses, right, they are way behind the curve. They have no idea what's going on in the AI space. They've heard about it, but they've never played around with the tools. They don't have time, right? And like AI is so powerful that they probably won't believe what you're telling them it can do. So what do you have to do? You have to show them. How do you show them? With a live demo. Okay, so this is going to be the coolest thing you can do. Now, if your offer is you're selling AI, don't call it this. Okay, never call it this to prospects. It sounds horrible and wordy and whatever. But if you're selling AI voice agents, who are they're AIs who make phone calls and receive phone calls and all this. This is probably the simplest thing to sell as an AI marketing agency. And if you couple it with ads, so you run lead gen ads for these lead gen service-based businesses, and then all the leads that come in get a call via the AI agent that you set up. And that's what you're offering them. Because if they get a call, then all those leads, they're not just like empty emails, phone numbers, whatever. They actually are pushed into booking a real sales call for that business, or a local, demo if you're working with a gym, or like a personal training session, or like with a tanning salon, like, come in, get 1 free, and buy 5, get 5 free, whatever, right? So this step of AI calling the person is the easiest thing to sell right now, okay? And will be for the foreseeable future. It's December 1st, 2024. All right, the next 2-3 years, this will still be easy to sell. Okay, so no problem. Now, what you want to do is you want to actually show it off to them, and we're going to do it live on this call. Okay, so here we go. So we fill this out, and we're going to get an appointment setter to call us from this option. There it is. You do this on the call. Hello?
Hi, is this Edward?
Yep, speaking.
Great. This is Jesse from Retail Realty. I'm reaching out because you are looking at homes for sale on one of our websites. Is this a good time to chat?
Not really, no.
No worries at all? When would be a better time for me to give you a call?
Could you give me a call in like 15 minutes?
Actually, we're closed today since it's Sunday. How about sometime during the week? What day and time works best for you?
Well, hold on. If you're close, how are you calling me?
Oh, good question. I'm actually here to help anytime, but our team of realtors works regular business hours during the week, so I can set up a call back for you when they're available. What time works for you?
Okay, wait. So the call is going to be with you or with the team?
The callback would be with one of our realtors, not me. I'm just here to help get everything set up for you. So when's a good time for them to reach out?
Okay, so you're like an assistant. Okay. How about Monday, like 4 p.m. Eastern?
Got it. Just to confirm, that's Monday at 4 p.m. Eastern Time, which is 1 p.m. Pacific Time. Let me set that up for you. Hang tight.
There you go. Right. So even I tried to trip it up because I didn't know it wasn't available on Sunday. So in 15 minutes, I said, oh, we're actually closed on Sunday. I'm like, well, how the fuck are you calling me? Right? She's like, oh, I'm just doing the appointment setting. Ta-da. Okay. So if you put, like on a sales call, you put the prospect's number in here and get the AI to call them, okay, and you set expectations of what it's going to do, they'll be blown away. They'll be like, holy shit, this is real? And I can get it for my business? Like, how much will it cost me? Like, what's the price? Like, gimme. Right? And you can sell it for a couple grand. You can sell it if you're starting out for probably like 500 a month, something like that, but that's not worth sales calls, right? But if you do a whole offer where you run ads on Facebook, Instagram, Google, TikTok, anything to get leads in, and then you push all these leads to an AI voice agent. This is what I teach, right? This is one of the AI marketing agency models. There's lots more, lots of other solutions, but this is the simplest one probably, okay? You can get these voice agents to dial all these people and do the same thing to set up the appointments, just like happened here, okay? And to demonstrate it to the business owner, you put their phone number in. You're like, okay, one of my AI voice agents will call you right now. So you can see it works. That's the sell, right? Like I've never had anything like this on any of my sales calls for my social media marketing agency, Boom Boom Creatives. This is fucking brilliant because they see it's real, right? And a person calls them and they will try to trip it up like I did and they'll fail. And they'll be like, holy shit, this seems amazing, right? Okay. And then after this point, okay, showcasing the AI tech, this is your big advantage. You can showcase tech like this. It's a live, like really live demo, right? And you say it's your own software, right? They don't have to see your screen when you're going here to do this, okay? And then you finish the pitch, you explain, any further details, and then at the end, what you got to do is like, okay, so does everything make sense? They'll say yes. Do you like what you've heard? Do you want to actually do it? They'll say yes. Do you see how it can benefit your business and get you to this level? They'll be like, yes. I'm like, okay, cool. So I guess the only thing left is like pricing, yeah? They'll be like, yeah, let's hear the pricing. And that's this checked off because this is called the yes escalation ladder, where one yes, second yes, third yes gets them higher and higher and higher. So they're going to be more receptive and more likely to keep that congruency going and keep agreeing with you to whatever kind of price you say. Okay. And then this is the close, right? So close is you go over the pricing and it's basically 3 steps. Okay. So you go over the pricing, and then you go silent and you wait for them to speak, and nobody fucking does this. Okay. You sit like this. I'll give you an example. Okay. So we have 3 tiers. Okay. For businesses doing over $15,000 a month, we charge $5K monthly. For businesses doing $10,000 to $15,000 a month, we charge $3.5K monthly. For businesses doing under that, we just do $1,000 monthly and set everything up for you on all the tiers. And you just wait. Whoever speaks first loses, and you can outweight them because you have practice with this. And you're sitting on a fucking computer, for fuck's sake. They're not even in front of you. Great. Like, of course you can go silent. Okay? So you go silent, you see what they say. Right? And then whatever they say afterwards, if they're like, okay, great, let's go, you sign them up. If they say, oh, it's still so expensive or a little bit too expensive for me at our current level, you're like, okay, cool. Like you start objection handling, and the objection handling loops, I teach these in the course very thoroughly. And again, it's cheap. Right? So it's not like, it's like there's a huge sales pitch for the course. I'm just saying, like, if you guys want deeper information, it's available there, right? Like, it's a course I could probably sell 15K. It's a high ticket thing. I'm giving away for $67 a month just to get more people in and more people growing these agencies. And like, honestly, so I build an army of agency owners who learned from me and know my methods and are doing everything like I taught them. And then we can partner up. Okay, that's my long-term motivation. But after the science, if they say, okay, yeah, but it's so expensive, blah, 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 you're like, okay, cool. Totally understand that, right? Now, remember, like you said, why this is important for you is whatever that emotional thing is, right? Now, let me just say, putting price aside, does everything make sense? Do you see how this will make you money in your business? Yes. Do you see how much revenue you're missing out on not implementing the system? Yes. Do you see how much more you're paying your sales team or outbound team or appointment setting team? We can have an AI agent do this. Yes. So if you get rid of all those salespeople and you just get this agent in, it's 1/10 of the cost that you're currently paying. How does that not make sense? Oh, but I have relationships with the salespeople, blah, blah, blah. Okay. Well, what's more important to you, having those relationships or having those relationships or having an efficient business where you're actually profitable finally for the first time in 6 years? Well, like probably the relationships. Okay, like I screwed myself up. This is going to be a tough one to crack. But, because I have no emotional pain points to point in, right? Because if I had something emotional, like, they want to grow their business because their mom is dying of cancer in the hospital. If they don't get more money in the business, they won't be able to afford the drugs for her mom, and then the mom will die and they'll never see her again. Right? Then you can point that out. But, okay, I tripped myself up a little bit too much there. Anyway, this is fun. That's what you do, right? And then objection handling loops, objection handling loops, handling. Okay, we'll go loops. Okay, but realistically, if you follow this sort of structure, it's a combination, right? If you have this structure, this is a basic sale call structure that everyone should follow no matter what they're doing, all the white. And you add this yellow thing where it demonstrates the AI tech. Okay, so they see it live for themselves. And you can give them 2 calls, 3 calls, so they can try again and again, right? they'll be sold, and especially they'll be sold if you implemented all this stuff from the prior training, right? Where you gave them an evergreen sales pitch so that everyone who's watched this has maybe seen the pricing, maybe not, but everyone who's getting on the call is warm and already wanting to buy, right? They're warm and pre-sold on the call. And it's going to take you 30 minutes, 45 minutes, and close and done. Okay? So this is how you should structure your sales. Okay? So once you do outbound, here, you get people in, you do the two-step video acquisition process, and you get a sales call booked. When you get a sales call booked, this is how you structure it. Okay? And because you're dangling the most like shiniest object they've ever seen in their life that will actually significantly benefit their business and their bottom line, make them more money and save them tons of money all in one, right? And you can demo it on the call because again, the biggest that I've seen with my students, the biggest objection or problem that local businesses have signing up and being closed is that they just don't believe in the tech. Like they don't believe AI is as good as it actually is. So how do you shift that belief? You just make them see it, but not just see it, you make them experience it. So you make them interact with AI on your terms and it'll show them exactly what it can do for them. So this yellow, this is super amazing. And when you guys implement this, like if you're even like the weakest salesperson, you will close deals because of how good this offer is. All right. So that's how you should structure your AI marketing agency sales calls. This is your big advantage. You can show off tech live on the call, like demonstration to them. The AI calls them, right? That's fucking brilliant. And that's it. You should be able to sell, close very easily, right? That's it from me. Again, a couple things. Next up, if you want, I have one-on-one mentorships. I have a school group, $15 a month until we get to 500 members, and it's $100 a month. And in there, everybody has access to me. I do Ask Me Anything sessions every other day. Okay, and I will do that forever because I want you guys to actually, have exposure to me and be able to interact with me. And then there's a mastermind that's like way more expensive, and there's the course for $67 a month that teaches everything step by step. But there's multiple entry points into going deeper in this stuff if you like the stuff that I'm teaching you and showing you guys. Or you can, here, you have everything here to start on your own already, right? You have the two-step video acquisition process, right? And you have how to do sales calls. So you should be able to sign clients with just what I've given you so far, right? That's it for me. Hope that was good. Cheers.